Good morning. It is Saturday, March 6th, 6:43 a.m. in the morning. We're doing some early morning sunrise DXing on the AM broadcast band. Hoping to catch some DX or long distance signals from Australia or Japan and the South Pacific. This is typically the best time to do it, and this best season of the year, about March, early pre-sunrise or just right around sunrise. And I'm George. I'm going to show you my software-defined radio setup. So let's go see it. Okay, here we are. Let's get this. Get back into the office. Here we are. And the software-defined radio is an RSP DX2. Is right behind the computer here. Can't see it very well. Let's see if I can find it here. This is the radio we're using right here. It's a software-defined radio. Up here. Put it up there in the corner. And it uses all software to DX radio. In other words, computer sound card in conjunction with this HDSDR software play, HDRS play version 2.76. is the program that actually processes the radio received through the loop antenna here. This loop antenna here. And the coax goes through here. Now the wire's through here actually, and the wire goes to the coax to the antenna, and this goes to the radio. So let's see what we can hear. We've got it on 700 kilohertz. Most Australian and Trans-Pacific Down Under stations are between 700 and 800 kilohertz. They're heard best. The frequency is a clear channel frequency in the US, and most high-powered Australian stations are on 9 kilohertz signals between 702, 720, and 729 kilohertz. They're just below the typical US stations such as WG in Chicago and WLW New Orleans and Cincinnati, Ohio. And that makes it difficult to hear them sometimes because due to the splatter of the stations. But we can always try. That's what DXing is. You have to keep trying and trying to hear something. Let's go ahead and see what we can pick up here. Let's see. This is 700 kilohertz. This is WWL New Orleans, I believe, right here. It's coming in earlier. It's not coming in now. It's starting to fade out because of sunrise. And adjust the bandwidth of the received signal by doing this. And it cuts the noise somewhat. Let's go to 710 kilohertz. There's something there. There's a white yellow trace there. Click on 710. Sounds like that's a Radio Progresso Cuba. There's supposed to be an Australian station on 702 kilohertz from Sydney. A guy in Michigan frequently hears it. But he lives out on a farm, has a bigger antenna farm. He has a long wire antenna system out in the field. I live in a townhouse, so that's not possible for where I live. So I'm limited to a loop antenna, compact loop that is. And I got a lot of high noise where I live, so I'm going to narrow the bandwidth here. It's about 500 cycles, 500 hertz. 702 is a frequency. It says 701. Let's go to 702.005 cycles. Sydney, Australia has been reportedly heard on this frequency, but I have yet to hear it. Another favorite target is, nothing heard yet, but another favorite target is Japan as well. We'll try that in a moment. There's a very faint yellow trace there. Something is trying to come through there, but it's very faint. A little more volume there. Let's see. No, nothing heard yet. Let's go to another frequency. I think there's one on 729 kilohertz right there. 728. Nothing heard yet either. 730 is typically WLW Cincinnati, Ohio. There's something in there in English. It's hard to pick out, but I think it's WLW Cincinnati, Ohio. Pretty sure. And go up to 740 here. And typically 738 is another station as well. Tahiti's also, the island of Tahiti has also been reported on 738. I've yet to hear it myself. Moving right along, 740. Nothing heard on 738. Moving along to 740. There's a U.S. station or North American station on that frequency, right? Usually at nighttime you hear CFZM on AM Toronto from Toronto, Canada on 740. They play oldies music. They're a really good station. And in the morning time, I'm able to get KTRH Houston and KRMG from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I just recently got that a week ago on the car radio. It's probably what we're hearing now, really weak. As the sun rises, the stations begin to fade into the static. You don't typically hear the distant stations until nightfall again. You're only limited to daytime locals during the daytime. It's after about a few dozen miles or so on AM. It's not the case with FM. Yeah, something's definitely trying to get through there, but it's just too weak. Maybe if I do this, I can adjust the loop antenna here. There we go. That made a difference. What a difference that made. See the difference I made? There's a spectrum display showing the sideband of the signals, and the sound's coming in much clearer. The 747 is typically a Japanese station. It's typically heard here. I've yet to hear it. Let's go to the 747. 747 kilohertz, yeah. I'm gonna narrow the bandwidth here. Don't get splattered from 750 WSB Atlanta. So for a long time I've tried to hear Japan on 747, but no luck. Always get splattered by WSB Atlanta on the nearby 750. And Japan, of course, will broadcast in Japanese. They sometimes have English learning lessons early in the morning, I'm told, from other DXers. And they were easy target on shortwave until a few years ago. They're still on shortwave, by the way. The international broadcasters on shortwave, but the DX station, the local domestic stations, some of them went off the air, or they're very low, much lower power now, and they're much harder to hear. And they identify typically in English on the hour, and they have a tone, so that's how you can tell. They have the typical call letters are JO followed by the suffix JOAK, for example, or JOUB on 774, I think, or is it JOAK? I'm not sure. Well, when you're not sure, you got the internet as well as the World Radio TV Handbook to help you out. Has most of the stations in the world in the book. If not, you always have Google as your friend. Nothing heard so far. Just center the screen here. Have a better view. Often you'll hear a weak voice on these frequencies, but the most discouraging thing is it side splatter from the nearby station in the U.S., such as 750 WSB or 740 KTRH or 7 CFZ in Canada. It's hard to discern it sometimes. It's hard to determine. DXing takes a lot of time, work, and patience, that's for sure. And we're going to move up to 774 here, see what we can hear. 774. Typically a clear frequency to hear stuff. .770 WABC New York. Let's see. Let me readjust the loop out until I get a little better fix on it. Let's see. Tune this capacitor here. And signal peaks right about there. Okay, alright, we'll go ahead and... Now that we got that tuned, we can go over to 774 and see if we can hear anything. Nope, nothing heard. Not a trace, nothing. Alright. It's almost 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. here. 2 minutes till. And we'll check out a local station here. One of my favorites here is 800 WPLK Palatka. It's not a distant station, but slowly narrow that filter width to reduce the noise. The music comes up out of the static better. Well, I guess that's it for this DX session. The sun has already risen at our location here. You know, it's a cloudy day, and the signals are starting to fade down into the noise. So we'll try again tomorrow morning at about 5:30 or 6 in the morning on Sunday. Well, I hope you enjoyed this session of DXing, even though it wasn't very productive, but it's nice to always be able to scan the bands for anything. You never know what you might find. It's like treasure hunting. Okay, I'm going to say 73s and best of DX, and keep on monitoring as always.